Hey guys, EdogPlays here, bringing you guys another video. Today is going to be Tap Titans 2 part 298. Guys, we have been absolutely flying through these episodes recently, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in every day. I really do appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get into today's video, because normally today would be a mid-tournament update, but unfortunately, as you guys know from yesterday's video, we did end up losing a decent chunk of time. We lost about 3.5 hours. So unfortunately, I didn't get time to go ahead and make a mid-tournament update video, but it wasn't anything that interesting anyways, because we didn't do a push basically till the very end. I wanted to continue banking because no one else really pushed. Well, from when you guys saw, there was one guy pushed, I think it was 200 or 300 stages, maybe 200 stages, and we were second place after I finished recording the video, got to my max stage, and continued banking until the next morning, where then I started to push. But let's go ahead and show you guys the new results here. If we take a look, we got 4th place, and honestly, normally I think I'd be a little mad about that, but I'm not. At this point, I'm really not. I'm pretty happy with how we did. We pushed out 200 or so stages, and I definitely could have went more, but I didn't really need to. I was still 200 stages away from the guy in 3rd, and then there was, another 150 stages to get to 2nd, and then, another 80 stages to get to 1st. I was so far away from getting 1st place, and really, I guess the objective of this tournament was to get at least like 50 or so crafting shards to go ahead and complete the Fallen Angel set, which we accomplished. But I just didn't think it was worth, going another 200 or so stages just to get a couple more crafting shards, and then going another 150, a couple more. It just would have been too much, and I wouldn't have been able to do it. I possibly could have got 3rd place, but I wouldn't have been able to get 2nd or 1st, especially considering we lost about 3.5 hours. So we got 400 diamonds, 100 tournament points, 75 crafting shards, 8 eggs, 180 firestones. Not too bad. And yesterday we ended up doing 22 prestiges. That is probably one of the most that I've ever done in a day, to be honest with you. 22 is a lot, and I honestly didn't even really try to go for that. I just kind of had it open most of the day, just kind of doing prestiges whenever I was around. But pretty happy with myself with those prestiges. But let's go ahead and start with the daily rewards. Today we're gonna go ahead and open up day 10 is gonna be some eggs plus 25 firestones. I got actually a Nova in there, which was awesome, perfect. And the daily achievements, we got all of the completed already. So getting 60 firestones, 30 diamonds, and 6 raid tickets. We need to get all those raid tickets in, because this is the kill cycle of the Titan. So if we take a look here, we're currently on Takedown. If we go in for, this is the last one. So we're actually gonna go ahead and do a void hit here. If you take a look here, I already put in all the buffs and debuffs and stuff like that. So we are going to be shooting from anywhere from 2.28 to 2.6 million damage. But the interesting with this, raid is it has a 40% affliction duration. So I'll show you guys exactly what that does if you guys don't know already. But basically, it really messes up your fuse pattern and your timing. So you got to go way different pattern here. You got to go so much slower than you normally would, because it takes an additional 40% longer for these bombs to go ahead and blow up. So like I said, we're shooting for about 2.28 to 2.6 million damage here, which is still a ton of damage, which is still going to be increasing. If we can get on that higher side there, we're still going to be increasing our average damage, because I think right now it's sitting at about 2.5 million average. So we definitely could go ahead and improve it a little bit here with this hit, but I don't think I'm going to spend too much time redoing this one. 2.35, so we are a little bit on the lower side, but we're still, about 80,000 damage above what our average is. So we're gonna go ahead and submit that. We did really good taps as well, 595. Sometimes a fuse you can lose like 15 even sometimes, so this is pretty good taps as well. I don't know, I guess a good stack for a void. I'm assuming you probably want to shoot for a 0.99, but what average stacks do you guys normally go for on void? Yeah, 2.35 million. I'm good with that. Honestly, I like to submit basically anything above my average, because it gets super difficult. Obviously, you don't want to submit anything below your average. It's fairly easy to get to your average, but anything above gets really difficult. Like, I mean, I could probably sit here for the next 30 minutes and never hit this 2.6 or even 2.5 million damage. So it is a little tricky. You kind of got to know when to stop. I've heard people that will just keep redoing. The one guy I talked to in my clan, I think he said he sat there redoing for like an hour and a half, just trying to get as much damage as he possibly can, and it's just not worth it. And by then we're gonna go ahead and have other people attacking and stuff like that. So we've done all of our attacks here. Let's go ahead and add up and see what our average is at the moment. And it's looking pretty darn good. 47.78 million divided by 20 is going to give us a 2.389 average damage, which is absolutely insane. So we've actually increased our average damage since last video, which is something that I didn't actually plan on doing. And honestly, like I said, if I were to sit there and optimize every single raid attack to try to get as close to my highest damage as possible, it would take me hours, but maybe it would be worth it just to get a cool average damage. But I also did make a mistake in yesterday's video. So someone pointed out, when we took a look at the raid shop, I had totems and I had voids, or totems and VM, and I actually ended up buying Victory March over totem. I wasn't really thinking I should have bought Victor or totem, and I thought about that after I recorded the video, and I was like, can't do much about it now. But we're only sitting at 433 dust. I spent the last one on last reset because we had more totems in there, so I went and purchased those, and the raid is going to end here in next cycle, so we're going to go ahead and have a lot of dust left over. But there's nothing here that I even want right now, so we're all good to go. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look here at our Book of Shadows, because I want to talk a little bit about this. The preparation for Book of Shadows is taking absolutely forever. This is getting very, very long and drawn out. You know, we're increasing. I'm going within 100 stages to my max stage, and our Book of Shadows percentage is going up like 1% to 2%. And it's taking absolutely forever. So I may have to start, depending on how much time I can play, I may have to start reducing, you know, what I would like to join the tournament with. Because even last tournament, I kind of got caught off guard and didn't have as much time to play as I wanted to. Got our Book of Shadows to 70% and didn't really have much banked. And that's something that I really don't want to do. So maybe we'll even stop at 60% and then start banking, because banking is so important. You know, I'd rather bank, you know, once we get to 60% Book of Shadows, rather than not being able to bank at all and getting our Book of Shadows to 100 or to 80%, depending on how much time you can play. Obviously, you know, if you can play the full 24 hours in the tournament, then it doesn't really matter, because you have a ton of time to bank. But lots of times I don't get a ton of time during, especially during the week tournaments. Like this one starts in 22 hours. This is going to be a weekday tournament, and I'm not going to have a lot of time for this one. So I'm going to start kind of banking in preparation right now, or once I get it to 60. I'm not going to go much higher, just because it is getting pretty difficult. And considering we did 22 prestiges yesterday, and we only got it up to about this. I mean, obviously lots of that went into the tournaments, but I'd probably say 4 prestiges or so went up into this. So it's definitely been really, really slow, but hopefully we can go ahead and grind that out. If we take a look at the shop here, we got bubbles, 5 bubbles for 150 diamonds, putting us at 5,884 diamonds. We were at above 6k, which is kind of crazy. We also have the video chest that we'll go ahead and open up here, and Whip of Lightning. You know, it's getting a little tricky, but I really wish they would buff some of these cards. You know, in the last update, or not the last update, but a couple updates ago, they actually buffed radioactivity. So I don't know exactly where to use it and when to use it, but I heard that it's actually a pretty good card now. So I'm just so far behind now. It's like I don't want to spend thousands and thousands of dust and buying a ton of cards, because I only have 388 cards. So it's kind of hard to switch the you know, the meta strat, because I mean, everyone's been upgrading totem, everyone's been upgrading you know, purifying blast, things like that, but no one's really been upgrading radioactivity, or even, what even is this card called, decaying strike. So it would be nice actually to try it. I actually have a couple people in my Twitch chat that say they use it and they really like it, so wouldn't mind trying that, but I don't know if it's worth actually upgrading. Leave a comment down below. What do you guys use? Do you guys use radioactivity since the last, I think it was a couple updates ago, where they buffed it and actually made it usable, or do you guys stick with kind of more of the meta decks like I do as well? So let me know down below in the comments. I also want to go ahead and take a look here at our percentage. If we take a look here, we are currently sitting at 20.04%. This is giving me so much hope, to be honest with you. You know, we did 22 prestiges yesterday. That's way more than I needed to do. You know, top 10% is normally around 15. So hopefully, you know, with over almost 8 days remaining, there is kind of a chance that we can get top 10%. I'm really, really hoping we can. You know, this is after collecting tournament rewards, but everyone else has already as well. So top 20% is not bad. We only got 10% to go before we're in that top 10, and I'm really looking forward to it. We got a lot of firestones to go, though. Even though it's 10%, it's probably another 3,000 firestones. We're probably going to want to sit around that 8,000 to 9,000 mark before we go ahead, before the end of the tournament, or before the end of the before the end of the event, because I think that's probably where we're going to want to sit around. But we'll have to go and see, but I'm just crossing my fingers that I can hopefully go ahead and continue to get top 10%. Like I said, I'm not going to be too bummed if I don't, but if I do, that would be absolutely amazing. Let's go and send out some of our pets here on some pet quests. If we take a look here, we're actually sending a lot out. I am doing a lot of the lower ones just because, you know, there's Jaws, which is fairy gold, tap damage, stuff like that. Whereas the ones in the middle that I don't really care about, there's some all hero damage ones, stuff like that I just don't really care about right now. We can go ahead and upgrade. Oh, wow. Can we even send any of them? We can't even do a rare plus. Okay, that's a little unfortunate. We'll go and send Jaws to get him a level up, and we'll go and redo this bottom one here with Phobos, and go and send out Hammy, getting all of the pets out that I wanted. But as you guys know, we are now 101 on suit, so we now have every single pet to level 100, which is awesome. And like I said, you know, it doesn't matter what pet I equip now. It's just don't equip one that you plan on setting out on quests, because then you're gonna have to, you know, switch it every time. So this is awesome. You know, we've hit 100 pet levels on, or 100 levels on every single pet, which is absolutely insane, which is something that's not even really, I guess, a good thing, because we shouldn't have spent any diamonds on Suit or Percy or Elfie or Violet, all these other ones. We really shouldn't have spent any diamonds on that. And we kind of, I don't know what I've spent diamonds on in terms of pets, but I know I've sent some pet quests out on Suit and stuff like that, and it's kind of just wasted XP. So probably should, from now on, I'm obviously not going to do it, because there's literally no benefit for me to do, you know, Suit which is prestige gold. I could care less about that. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that. But guys, with that being said, I'm gonna have to go and end today's video here. If you guys did enjoy another Tap Titans 2 video, be sure to go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe so you guys don't miss any more daily content. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.